So Jim Rohn has this thought where he says, success is nothing but a few simple disciplines practiced every day. Failure is nothing but a few errors of judgment repeated every day. It is the cumulative weight of these daily disciplines or these daily errors of judgment that make or break a life, right? Or career. Beautiful use of words. I want to say it again because it's so important. Success is nothing but a few simple disciplines practiced every day. Failure is nothing but a few errors of judgment repeated every day. It is the cumulative weight of these daily disciplines or these daily errors of judgment that make or break a life or career, right? Now, the question here is, of course, you understood what it means, right? So when you do the daily disciplines, keep doing them. The cumulative weight makes your life. So why do people not do the daily disciplines, although they know they will work? Why do people not do the daily disciplines? And the simple reason behind that is that you don't see the you don't see the result immediately. Why do people continue making the same errors of judgment repeatedly? Because again, you don't see the result immediately. Now, what does this mean? If you do the 5 points that we're going to share with you, you are not going to see the result of it at the end of day 1. You're not going to see the result of it at the end of week 1. You will possibly not see the results of it even at the end of week 2, right? And then you'll think that this is not working or this is not having a huge impact on me. That's because you're not allowing it to accumulate. But the minute it gets to 4 weeks, you'll start feeling the difference of it. But what happens with most people, unfortunately, and you know this because you've taken the effort to start exercising at one point, I'm sure, right? So the problem that happens is we give up at week 1. We sometimes give up at 10 days. We sometimes give up in 2 weeks. And then we think that technique doesn't work, but you had to wait for the 4 weeks for that to get started, right? So that daily discipline people don't do because they don't see the result immediately. Why do people keep making the same errors of judgment repeatedly? And the classic error of judgment that I tell people is smoking, right? So why do people, although people know that smoking kills, that smoking is bad for your lungs, that smoking is going to have huge detrimental impacts in your life, why do people still keep smoking? The answer, because the negative impact doesn't happen immediately. Right? If you tell a person that, listen, you're going to smoke the next cigarette and then you're going to die immediately after that cigarette, nobody will smoke, right? If you tell them that immediately you're going to die. The reason why people continue doing it, you don't see the result immediately after the cigarette. So you keep smoking, and then one day you see the huge negative impact that happens, right? So there's a very nice quote that says, you either change out of inspiration or you change out of desperation, right? So if you change out of inspiration, you're smart, and that's what I'm hoping that you're doing, because you've taken the effort here to, again, come for a course, come for a coaching session, pay good money for it. And now if you still don't do it, what are you waiting for, right? Now, the advice that I'm going to give you, right? So if I ask you this question, ask you to pause the video and write down your answers, whatever you write down is going to be very similar to the 5 points that I share, because this in a way is age-old advice, right? That you know of, but you didn't put into practice. And what I'm going to do during this session is I'm going to make it more prescriptive, which means that I'm going to tell you exactly what to do, how long to do it for, how to do it, why it helps. So I'm going to get into the details, and that getting into details hopefully helps you, right? Now, another point. Our promise to you in the coaching program, okay, from the very beginning, our promise to you has been, we want you at the end of the 3 months program to get at least 50% better on your speaking, on your writing, and your listening. And at least when it comes to your speaking and writing, if you do not follow this exercise that we're going to give you 5 days a week, which is a tedious exercise, it's a tough, it's easy, it's a simple exercise, but it's not easy to have the discipline to do it every day. And if you don't have that discipline, and if you're still expecting to get better, please do not blame the program for it, right? Because just like if you have children, the teacher can take great efforts to teach the child something, but if he's not going to take the effort to do his homework, you can't expect him to get the results, right? So if you're going to pay for this program but not have the discipline to follow this thing, you're not going to get 50% better, and then you are the only person to blame for this thing, because it's like you have come to a doctor because you want to get better. The doctor is given you certain tablets and given you a certain course of action to follow. You don't follow that course of action, and then you turn back and say that the doctor is not good, right? You can't blame the doctor then for it. We're going to tell you exactly what to do, how to do it to improve your command, improve your fluency. Get started today on that thing. 5 days a week, you need to do what I'm going to tell you next, to do the 5 points and see the results in a 1, 3, 6 month framework.